Understandable English podcast.
Learn English the easy way.
I am having a complete crisis of reality today. Everything I thought I knew about being an adult is a lie, and I am honestly panicking a little bit right now.
Good morning to you too, Bryan. It is always a pleasure to start the day with your completely calm and relaxed energy.
No, seriously, Jessica, I need you to listen to me. Welcome to the Understandable English podcast, everyone, but today we need to pause our normal English practice for a serious emergency. I have discovered a terrifying secret about the world.
I feel like your emergencies are usually just normal daily situations that you are overthinking. But go ahead. I am listening. Tell me what happened.
Okay, so yesterday I went to the bank.
That sounds very dangerous for you. I usually try to keep you away from serious financial institutions.
Exactly. I was trying to be responsible. I am getting older, so I thought, I need to go to the bank and ask for real, serious financial advice about savings and investments. I even dressed nicely. I wore a button-down shirt. I ironed it. I brought a folder. A real physical folder with papers inside it just to hold it and look like a business person.
Oh, wow. You were really playing the role of a serious adult. You brought a prop.
I did. I was totally trying to fake it till you make it. I thought if I held a folder, the bank manager would respect me. So they call my name and I walk into the manager's office. It is freezing cold in there. The air conditioning is so loud, and he has this massive, heavy wooden desk. He is wearing a perfect gray suit, a tie, and he has a gold nameplate. Everything about this guy screamed authority. He looked like a man who had the entire universe organized in a spreadsheet.
Okay, I am picturing him. Very professional, very intimidating. So what did he do? Did he give you a complicated financial portfolio?
No. This is the crazy part. I sit down and I ask him a question. I say, should I put my savings into this specific type of account, or should I choose the other one? I am expecting him to pull out a calculator, look at the stock market, and give me a brilliant mathematical answer. Instead, he looks at me. He sighs very deeply, and then he reaches into his pocket, pulls out his phone, and opens an app.
Wait, was it a banking app? A calculator?
No, Jessica, it was a magic 8-ball app. You know, that toy from childhood where you ask a question, shake it, and it gives you a random answer like yes or no.
You are joking. A bank manager consulted a digital toy for your financial future?
I am completely serious. He literally shook his phone, looked at the screen, and said, well, the app says signs point to yes, so let's go with the first account. I just sat there. My brain completely stopped working. I asked him if he was joking, and he looked me right in the eyes and said, honestly, none of us know what is going to happen with the economy. I use this app for all my tough decisions.
That is actually incredible. I respect him so much for his honesty. Most people would just lie to you and use big, confusing financial words.
But I wanted him to lie to me. I went there for comfort. I wanted the illusion of authority. I realized in that moment that behind the scenes, nobody knows anything. We are all just wearing suits, holding empty folders, and guessing. It is terrifying. Every adult is just a big child pretending to know what they are doing.
I completely understand why that surprised you, but honestly, I find that incredibly freeing. If nobody actually knows the perfect answer, it means you cannot really fail. Everyone is just trying to figure it out every single day.
But it destroys my whole worldview. Think about when we were kids. If you are listening right now, leave a like on this video if you remember looking at your parents and thinking they knew the answer to every single problem in the universe. Because I definitely did.
Oh, absolutely. When you are 5 years old, your parents seem like gods. They know how to fix a broken toy, they know how to drive a car, they know how to cook dinner. You think they have a secret instruction manual for life.
Yes. My dad used to fix our family car. I thought he was a mechanical genius. I remember standing in the driveway watching him look under the hood of the car with a flashlight. He looked so serious, but I talked to him about it a few years ago, and he told me the truth. He said, "Bryan, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just hitting the engine with a wrench and praying it would start."
That is exactly how my mother cooked. I thought we had these beautiful traditional family recipes. Every night, dinner was something different and delicious. I asked her for the recipes when I moved out of the house. She just laughed at me. She said there were no recipes. She was just tired after work, opening the fridge, throwing random vegetables into a pot, and hoping we would eat it. She was completely improvising.
It is so funny, but it is also a little scary, right? You grow up waiting for this magical moment where your brain finally feels like an adult. You wait for the moment where you wake up and say, "Ah, yes, I understand how the world works now." But that moment never comes. You just get older, your back starts to hurt, and you realize you have to make it up as you go.
I think you are fighting this too much, Bryan. You are terrified of the chaos, but you just have to embrace it. In fact, I have a story that might make you feel worse, or maybe better. I do not know. But I made the absolute biggest career decision of my life using logic that was just as silly as a magic 8-ball app.
Wait, you? No, I refuse to believe that. You are the most organized, practical, thoughtful person I know. You write lists. You have a calendar that is color-coded.
Sure, I look very organized on the outside, but a few years ago, before we started this podcast, I was looking for a new job. I went through weeks of interviews, and I ended up getting 2 different job offers on the exact same day.
Wow. Okay, that is a great problem to have, but also a very stressful one.
Exactly. It was incredibly stressful. The first job offer was from a very famous company. It paid a lot of money. It looked amazing on a resume. But when I went for the interview, the office was totally gray. The carpet was gray, the walls were gray, the desks were gray, and they had those awful, bright white fluorescent lights on the ceiling. It felt like a hospital for sad business people.
Oh, I hate offices like that. They drain all the energy out of your body in about 10 minutes.
Yes, it was miserable. Now, the second job offer was from a much smaller company. It paid less money. Nobody knew the name of the company. But when I walked into their office for the interview, the walls were painted this beautiful, calming forest green color. They had real plants everywhere. There was a big window with natural sunlight. It just smelled like coffee and fresh air.
Okay, I see where this is going. Please tell me you did not choose your career path based on interior design.
Oh, I absolutely did. I sat at my kitchen table that night with 2 contracts in front of me. I made a list of pros and cons. The gray office was clearly the smarter financial choice. It was the safe, adult decision. But I just kept thinking about that green wall. I closed my eyes, and I decided to just take a leap. I signed the contract for the smaller company simply because I liked the paint color.
Jessica, that is insane. That is the kind of chaotic decision I would make, not you. You risked your entire career for a green wall.
I know. But here is the crazy part, Bryan. It turned out to be the best job I ever had. My boss was wonderful, the work was interesting, and I met some of my best friends in that green office. If I had chosen the gray office, I would have been miserable. Sometimes all your logical adult planning is completely useless, and your strange, random intuition is actually correct.
That is wild. I guess it really proves that overanalyzing everything does not protect you from making mistakes. Sometimes you just have to trust your feelings, even if your feeling is just, "I like this color."
Exactly. By the way, if you are watching this on YouTube or listening on your podcast app, tell us in the comments below, what is the most random, silly reason you ever made a big decision? Did you move to a new city because you liked the weather one day? Did you buy a car because it had a nice cup holder? Let us know, because I love reading those stories. It makes me feel less alone in the world.
I will definitely be reading the comments today. I need the comfort, but hearing your story actually makes me feel a little bit better about the bank manager. Maybe his magic 8-ball is no different than your green wall. Maybe we are all just looking for a tiny sign to help us move forward because the world is too complicated to understand.
That is exactly it. The illusion of authority is just a heavy coat that people wear because society tells them to. But underneath the coat, we are all just nervous kids hoping we do not drop our ice cream. There is a huge relief in realizing that nobody knows the final destination.
I like that. We are all just nervous kids. And, knowing that actually removes a lot of pressure. I used to feel so guilty when I did not know the answer to a problem at work. I would stress out, lose sleep, and think a real adult would know how to fix this. Now I know that a real adult would just hide in the bathroom and shake a nap on their phone.
Exactly. You just have to relax and trust that the people around you are improvising just as much as you are. If everyone is faking it, then nobody is really failing.
I feel like we just accidentally discovered the meaning of life on an English learning podcast.
Well, you never know what is going to happen here. And speaking of our English learning podcast, I noticed we naturally used some really great phrases today to talk about this exact feeling.
Oh, definitely. In fact, I think the phrases we use today are some of the most useful expressions for anyone trying to survive in an English-speaking country, because you will need them to explain your own chaos. Like earlier, I was talking about holding my empty folder at the bank, and I said I was trying to fake it till you make it.
Yes, that is such a popular phrase. To fake it till you make it just means to pretend that you are confident or successful until you actually become confident or successful. You act like you know what you are doing, and eventually your brain catches up and it becomes real.
Exactly. Like when I first started hosting this podcast, I felt so nervous. I just smiled, talked loudly, and tried to fake it till you make it. And now I am slightly less nervous.
Only slightly. Another great phrase we used was behind the scenes. You mentioned that behind the scenes, nobody knows anything.
Right? Behind the scenes means what is happening in secret, away from the public eye. Like in a movie, you see the beautiful final product on the screen, but behind the scenes, everything is chaotic. People are dropping cameras, and nothing works.
That is a perfect description. It is the hidden reality of a situation. I also used a phrase when I talked about picking the job with the green walls. I said I decided to take a leap.
Yes, to take a leap. This basically means to take a big risk or a big chance, especially when you do not know what the result will be. You are jumping into the unknown. I took a leap when I moved to a new city without having a job lined up. It was scary, but it worked out.
It did work out, and a lot of times when you take a leap, you just have to make it up as you go. That was another phrase we used today.
Oh, that is my personal life philosophy. To make it up as you go means to improvise. You do not have a plan, you do not have instructions, you just invent the next step while you are doing it. Just like your mom cooking dinner without a recipe.
Exactly. You deal with situations as they happen instead of planning them in advance. And honestly, that is how everyone learns to survive. Which leads us to the last phrase, which is to figure it out.
Yes. I said that everyone is just trying to figure it out every single day. To figure it out just means to find a solution to a problem, or to finally understand something that is confusing. If your computer breaks, you sit down, push some buttons, and try to figure it out.
It is a very hopeful phrase, really. It means that even if you do not know the answer right now, you have the ability to discover it eventually. And I think that is a wonderful note to end on today. If you are learning English and feeling stuck, do not worry. You do not need a perfect plan. You just have to keep practicing, and eventually, you will figure it out.
That was beautiful, Jessica. Much better than my advice, which was just to buy a magic 8-ball app. If you enjoyed our conversation today, please subscribe to the Understandable English podcast. It really helps us grow the channel, and it tells us that you enjoy listening to our chaotic stories.
We appreciate every single comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Have a wonderful, relaxing week, and remember to trust your own intuition, even if it feels silly. Goodbye, everyone.
See you next time, guys. Okay, yesterday I decided to take a leap and cook dinner for my family. For about 20 minutes, I was pretending to be a professional chef. Behind the scenes, the chicken looked like it had survived a house fire. I panicked, ordered pizza, and spent the rest of the evening hoping nobody would ask questions. I guess I still need to figure it out.
I am never eating dinner at your house again.